Hey guys, what's going on? BMcG here, and today we have my first ever 7-star rank 2, and that is Wiccan. This is a guy I've never used as a 6-star or 5-star, so getting him as a 7-star, I think he was either my first or second 7-star that I duped. So it was really cool to get him awakened, because I'm kind of like, okay, this is someone I feel like I have to learn now. He really benefits from his signature ability. It allows him to place degens instead of shocks when they are shock immune. So it's just really solid ability there. He could also block unblockable specials from Cosmic Champions with his resistance up with the Awakening. So there's just a lot of solid stuff in that dupe. And, you know, like I said, this is someone that I've never actually used at all before getting him as a 7-star. So it's been a really fun experience for me to learn this guy and how to maximize his damage, maximize his spells, because, you know, I haven't had that kind of like newness to a character, if that makes sense, at like my first ever highest rank since Overseer, if that makes any sense. You know, Overseer is my first 6-star rank 4, and I had gotten him like a couple weeks prior to that. And, you know, I was learning things with him and having fun with him, and I kind of feel that same excitement that I had with Overseer with Wiccan. Even though Wiccan's not exactly new in the game, Overseer wasn't at the time either. He was, I think, half a year old. But regardless, I think it's kind of fun that I'm, you know, experiencing this champ for the first time ever at 7-star rank 2, and it's just been a blast. But that first clip there was Captain Marvel in Realm of Legends. No synergies other than the Hulkling one, which doesn't really boost his damage, so it doesn't really matter there for that damage showcase. But this next one, there is Wong, Quicksilver, Hulkling, and Super Skrull on the team. And some of the notable benefits that you get from these synergies are Incinerate potency is increased by 25%. You can pause your spells for 2 seconds longer, and then some extra combat power rate from Hulkling. And I can't remember any of the other ones. I don't think they're really that necessary, but I'm going for the special 3s here in these loops because his special 3 is super underrated, and it's really hard to showcase how strong it is in these Realm of Legends health pools because they're only like 500,000 health. They really amplify the damage with that energy vulnerability that you see on Juggernaut now. It's allowing us to do increased damage on every single hit essentially, because all of our hits are their energy attacks. And then he's pretty much done here before I could even launch the special 2 to show you guys how crazy the damage per second is, you know, with those plasmas and the energy vulnerability. So because of that, we are going into Labyrinth of Legends now against StarLord, so I could try to show you guys more of a peak to his damage per second. I'm not going to call it an absolute peak, because if there is a Cosmic Champion with a ton of buffs to fail with the same health pool as StarLord, Wiccan could probably get up to some really high damage per second numbers. But we're just going to start trying to ramp our power gain here a little bit. We drop our special 3 to get that energy vulnerability, and then the goal is to just stack as many special 2s as we can. Get those shocks going, and then medium ending, medium, light, medium combos for the Incinerate. That's my only gripe with Wiccan, is that you have to do like medium, light, medium, and medium, light for his blessings. But now that we have our special 2s going, the damage it's going to skyrocket. And at a certain point in this fight right here, we actually get to like 22,000 damage per second is what the number I came up with was, because we dealt, I think, 15% in 22 seconds or something like that. I could have, if anyone's interested, I could put the math in the comments below. But it's like pretty close to 22,000 damage per second from these shocks here. And that's pretty wild. So he might be pretty useful in the next Abyss content whenever that comes out. But yeah, next up we have Null, and this is an Alliance War. This is Path 1 of Section 1. A lot of these Alliance War fights, the damage is going to be a little bit inflated due to the boosts that I run. I play at the highest level of War right now. It's Tier 1, and you know, we boost to make sure we win. So or not make sure we win, but try to, you know, we try to do everything we can to help ourselves win, is what I'm trying to say. But before I could even talk about what was going on there, Null's dead. So Null's special 2, he applies 10 armor breaks. Wiccan is immune to armor break, and when the opponent tries to armor break him, he will inflict them with an incinerate debuff for each armor break. So that's why we were able to melt Null so quickly. Next up, we have another Null, and this is on Path 4 in Section 2 of Alliance War. This was a semi-sketchy fight because I wasn't really sure if Wiccan would be all too great for it. But again, with his Awakened ability, once you get those resistance ups, you can block unblockable special attacks from Cosmic. So I just blocked the whole special attack from Null, and once the encroaching corruption expires and he tries to convert those 18 Living Abyss debuffs into armor breaks, his health just goes bye-bye. And, you know, my light attack kind of threw him through a loop there, but yeah, now we just dropped the special 1. That was like, I think, 11,000 damage per second there, and we weren't even looping special 2s. That's how you get the really high damage per second with Wiccan, is those special 2s. But next up we have Galen. This is Path 8 of Section 1, so it's a pretty standard fight. There's really not much going on here, but this is the little Wiccan rotation that Karate Mike taught me. The only difference that I did here that he normally doesn't do is that he does the neutralize, then the heavy, then the neutralize, then the incinerate, and that should get you to the special 2. But I decided to do it just a little bit differently, just so I could keep that same neutralize pause. Really doesn't make that big of a difference because Galen is just gone before I could even, you know, explain what was going on there. So, yeah, if you guys don't know this about Wiccan, anytime a buff fails on the opponent due to his neutralize, he inflicts him with an incinerate as well. So you are about to see that in full action here against this Gore. We start the fight with a Power Start 1 boost, medium, light, 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 light for the neutralize into special 1 for the 8-second neutralize from the special 1. And that will allow us to keep the neutralize up as long as possible. We get the pause with the resistance up. Right there, I kind of screwed up. I didn't think I'd be able to attack him, so I think I delayed my input and, you know, got punished for it, but it's fine. We build to our special 2, and he is pretty much rinsed down the toilet now. I pushed him to his special 2. I don't care, because he's not going to throw it, because he'll be dead. There's nothing he can do there. So, 36-second boss fight in Tier 1 Alliance War. That was a rank 5 Gore, by the way, so pretty crazy stuff, in my opinion. Next up, we have Cersei in Battlegrounds in this current meta. I forgot that there was masochism over time, so when my parry stun got purified, I tried to heavy attack, and it was stupid, but it's fine. The glancing buff, triggering is fine because we probably would have triggered it on a basic attack as well. And I forgot about masochism over time again here, but now that we have the special 2 up, we could just drop the special 1. We have that neutralize up again. I just need to do a 5-hit combo ending in a medium attack with the special 1 here to inflict plasmas, or inflict incinerates for them to be converted into plasmas, but that could have easily been a 54,000 health fight, so pretty cool stuff there. Next up we have Terrax. I think this is 7.1.5 Terrax. There is unlimited power here, so I think for each debuff in the that I procced in the fight, he's going to have a chance to gain a Fury buff, so yeah, that's a pretty cool little interaction there. And then anytime Terrax tries to armor break us with his rock field, we place an incinerate on him as well. So all those Fury buffs that failed to trigger or failed to proc, we turn them into incinerates, and yeah, now we've got a bunch of plasmas. So now the goal here is to race to my special 2, or special 1. So once I drop that special 1, you see my health just skyrocket, and yeah, we regenerate all the energy damage from the rock field. I get hit, really not that big of a deal. That's the beauty about having a rank 2 Wiccan, is that his health pool is really bad, and his physical resistance is in the negatives. But if you have him as a 7-star, you can give him the physical resistance stat boost or stat focus, and that will take his physical resistance out of the negatives and into the positives. So he won't feel as fragile as everyone complains about, which is a fair complaint. but he will feel a lot better and safer to use with the stat focus and physical resist. And then the extra combat power rate, just because he's a 7-star, getting the full combat power rate is really, really useful. I think it's one of the best things about 7 stars, and it's been a huge benefit to using Wiccan, because if you didn't have him at a max rank as a 6-star, like a 6-star rank 3, you'd have to be a little bit more aggressive to keep your spells paused with your special attacks. But having the max combat power rate at 6 or 7-star rank 1, essentially, you don't really have to worry about it as much because you're gaining more power per hit. So it's just really solid. He's a lot of fun to have as a 7-star. Next up, we are in some more Act 7, I believe, and this is Arc Overload 2.0, Missing in Action, Faltering Mind. So this is a cool little showcase of the synergy that Wiccan has with Hulkling. It allows him to counter miss with tracking. Whenever you neutralize the opponent, they're inflicted with a tracking debuff, and that will allow you to counter miss. So right now I'm faltered. It doesn't matter, we'll just hit into Nebula and not have to deal with it. So it's a really solid synergy, especially for War, because it can help with pathing. I'm not sure when I would ever actually use it, because I've never actually said, okay, Wiccan's going to be this miss counter for this War fight. But it's also a really solid synergy for Hulkling, because it makes him stun immune when he has, I think, 1 Pierce or 1 Bulwark. So if you hit someone's block on accident, like with a tap light attack, and they parry you, you won't get stunned, which is really good for Hulkling, because you want to be hitting their block with Hulkling. So I don't know, it's just a really solid synergy team. It's really not game breaking, but it's solid. And I think I wanted to show off more buffs failing here, but I think once you shut off Arc Overload 2.0 for the first time with ability accuracy reduction, I don't think it ever tries to trigger again. So I might have to report that in the CCP if that's a bug, but it kind of gimped our damage output here, because I was really hoping we'd have more Incinerates to work with so we can get more Plasmas. But it is what it is. We just drop another special 2, and Nebula's pretty much flushed down the toilet here. I believe her self-repair buffs that she gets when she takes too much damage, they're immune to ability accuracy reduction, so that's why those were still triggering. But next up, we have Cyclops on the same path as Nebula here. The falter was nice there, because we could just sit there and essentially block the special 1 without it actually hitting us. But we got the special 2 going. We have 4 Plasmas, and that's some really solid damage per second there, guys. That that looks really good in my opinion. And I'm just really liking Wiccan as a 7-star. I was kind of upset that I didn't get Overseer when I first opened my crystals, and I'm still kind of bummed about it, but I've grown to enjoy the roster that I've accumulated, and Wiccan's a large reason for that, because there's just new experiences that I'm having with new characters to me. I know they're not new in the game, but they're new to me because I never used them before. And it's just been fun to, explore more interactions and actually be challenged by a character, if that makes sense. Because Wiccan's not the easiest champ to use. He's a bit stressful, he's got stuff you need to balance, but maximizing that's kind of fun to me. And I don't know, I think he's really sweet. And I'm rambling on, and Cyclops is dead. So I think next up we have an unblockable path here. This is Combat Deja Vu Unblockable, as well as some other nodes that we'll read in a second. Acid Wash, Mystic Curse, Arcane Zeal, and Poison Vulnerability. So this isn't going to be the most realistic showcase, but it's fun. You guys are going to see some extra damage per second due to Poison Vulnerability. But the goal here is to get the Neutralize up, then do a medium, light, medium for the Incinerate, and then do another light ending combo for the Neutralize into a special 2, and then every time we repeat the same basic attack, they'll try to gain an unblockable buff, and that will fail. And yeah, he's pretty much flushed down the toilet. This is a pretty fun fight, and we're gaining extra Fury buffs, or Fury passives, from the node, so it's just a fun time. It's a lot of damage. I love his winning animation too. It looks so good. Next up we have StarLord on the same path. So the strategy is the same here. Hopefully we don't get hit. We don't. We get the intercept. Nice. And now we just need to pause again. We do. And now we just need to do a neutralize spell into special 2. It works. And now we just watch the numbers fly. So really sweet stuff in my opinion. We pause with the resistance up. And then now we do a medium ending combo to convert those shocks plus incinerates into plasmas. Sorry I'm rambling a bit. It's it's hard to voice over all this stuff because there's just so much happening with Wiccan. I just hope you guys all like understand what's going on, if that makes sense. Maybe if you guys are interested, I can make a Wiccan for Dummies video. But yeah, we're pretty much done with this fight here because after the special 1, he melts like butter. So we have one more fight on this path and in this video, and that is Venompool. He's on the same path here. This one's going to be a little bit more interesting than that StarLord one. Every time Venompool tries to gain one of his Omnom buffs or whatever, or his, you know, I can't remember what they're called. Actually, he didn't get incinerated when it failed to proc, so that's a little bit weird. But the special 2 here, we have 5 plasmas. It's just some wild damage with these nodes. I thought there was an interaction here that was interesting. He's not gaining incinerates when his personal buffs are failing though on this, which is a little weird. Yeah, because right there his cooking meter failed, or it went to like 100, went back to 0. And he didn't gain any incinerates from that. So a little weird, but the special 2 sorts him out and he's done. So yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider hitting like, comment what you want to see next from Wiccan. Maybe a For Dummies video, but that'll be it for me guys. So see you guys for the next video or stream. Peace out.